All right, so we're here at the Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo dealer here in Wayland, Massachusetts. And we're gonna go take a look around. This place usually has some pretty cool stuff, so we'll see what they got. So we'll check out the Bentleys in a second, but first I want to get right into the Lamborghinis. Here is a really nice looking Lamborghini Huracan Evo. This looks like the kind of spec that Houston from Royalty Exotics would buy. Got another really nice white Huracan Evo with the blue brakes, which looks really good. Awesome posters of the Countach. Got another two Huracan Evos. That one's kind of not quite the Nardo gray, but very similar. And then kind of a very classic color for Lamborghini. This is a lot more inventory than the Lamborghini dealership in the DC area. They only had one Lamborghini there instead of, you know, over half a dozen. This dealer holds a very special place in my heart because this was actually the first place I ever sat in a Lamborghini. It was a Lamborghini Gallardo final edition, which was really special. The guy working here was so impressed by my extensive knowledge of the cars that he let me sit in the Gallardo, which I was very excited by. This creamy color is really fun. Yellow was not what I would have expected on the interior though. Oh, I guess it matches the brakes. This one is $269,000. Quite a bit. Got the Rolls-Royce Dawn with red piping and red seat accents, which is very interesting. Not sure if I'm a fan or not, but I was a fan of these Rollses. Over here, we have the new Rolls-Royce Ghost. This is the third one I've seen, I believe. I actually got it mixed up the other day at the Washington, D.C. dealer with the Phantom. I'm used to the facelifted look of the Phantom. This one is $392,000. That is astonishingly large number for a Ghost. They're obviously incredibly expensive, but you know, usually they'd be more in the $250,000 to $300,000, but that's, you know, at least a good $100,000 over what I would have expected. Another peculiar spec, yellow on the inside. Kind of looks good, but not exactly what I would pick. They did a great job updating this car. Then over here, we have a nice Rolls-Royce Wraith. Let's check the interior. Pretty standard fare. We got the dark blue with the white. Really excellent looking. Definitely a lot of room in the back to sit, which is kind of impressive actually. No Phantoms in here though, but we do have a Cullinan. This would actually be a pretty good car for this area. Once again, another interesting spec. White on tan in the interior. Kind of peculiar. I feel like the kind of logical choice is to go with white or black, but you know, this works too. Pretty enormous car. Then we have another Dawn over here. This looks like a black badge. It's all blacked out in the grille. I believe those are the black badge wheels, and obviously the badge is black, so there's that. This one looks to be some kind of special edition. You can see there's the Infinity as well as in the clock. And I think that's a carbon fiber dashboard, although I can't really tell what it is. This is a very, very nice spec though. I like the white and black. Very cool. Oh, they got the wrong trickle charge though. It's a Bentley one. I'll forgive them though. This is pretty cool. This is a brand new Ghibli Grand Sport, but it seems to have a factory satin finish paint. Interesting. I did not know they were available with that. Looks quite nice though. So this here is the Levante GTS. Definitely pretty sporty. I'm not sure if this has a V6 or V8. The red interiors on these really perfect. Let's see if I can find out if it's at a V8 or a V6. Not sure where to look for that. V8, 550 horsepower. That's, wow, that's quite a bit. $125,000 for this car. Very nice. This has the new taillights. There's now a few Maserati dealers in Massachusetts. There used to be only that one in Norwood, but now there is that one, this one, and I believe another couple ones as well. The paint on this Ghibli is absolutely stunning. It's one of the things they've been so good at for such a long time is paint. They always have incredibly deep, incredible paint. You know, there's a lot of quality things that Maserati has struggled with, but paint has never been one of them. Especially under these dealer lights, it's pretty stunning. Blue Emozione, 86 grand. Then over here we have some really fun colors on the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. You know, I'm not a big SUV fan, but I actually, you know, given that, I actually do really like the Stelvio. Looks quite nice in the interior. Really lovely. One of my favorite things about the Stelvio is they actually, for an SUV, are fairly light. Under 4,000 pounds, I believe. I forget if it's 36 or 3,900 pounds, something in that range. Which, you know, for this body style is very light. Then over here we have the Alfa Romeo Giulio. I love the wheels on these. Definitely a very Alfa Romeo style there. I remember seeing wheels like that in the old Alfa Romeo 8Cs. Wow, 31 highway. That's actually better than what I've expected for this, especially for an all-wheel drive model. And it's this one, 55,000. You know, definitely, once again, same point as always with these exotics is reliability. But if you can get past that and maybe you're leasing one of these, they are just so much cooler than, you know, your average BMW or Mercedes. There's much zestier way to have a, you know, mid-size sports sedan. But, you know, no matter what, I think it's just exciting in general to have Alfa Romeo back in the US after, you know, going back and forth on whether they're going to do that for, I think, decades actually. Another very fun color, really rich color. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys think of the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. You know, I think it's, I don't know if I'd ever get one because I think I'd rather have a sedan, and the reliability is definitely, you know, a pretty big issue, but they do depreciate like crazy, which if you're buying them secondhand can be awfully tempting. But pretty decent car though. This one's 55,000 as well. Definitely, you know, reasonable value there. But then again, if you're looking at one of these, you do have to very seriously look at the Porsche Cayenne, which, or sorry, the Macan. Really, either of those though. The Cayenne definitely outprices it a little bit. But they're definitely good looking SUVs. I'm actually curious if this is the exact same paint between the two. It looks, to me in person, to be exactly the same. Really, really gorgeous. I always love the V-grill on these Alfa Romeos. Really good looking car. So I was just taking a look at the back of the Ghibli here. And really impressive body line here on the haunches of this car. Very, very pretty, and I love the leather interior and tan. Also, I couldn't help but notice on this list of all the dealerships in the Herb Chambers network, one that's a bit outdated, Smart. They do not exist anymore, so not that I hold it against them. This is actually kind of cool. I've actually met Herb Chambers. He's, I believe, a billionaire or very nearly. He had a cars and coffee event at one of his dealerships, and I met him there. He pulled up in I believe it was a McLaren 650S. Really cool. So let's go check out the Bentleys. Didn't want to get in their way. There's some people buying cars up there, but I'll head back over. Really good looking though, this. So we got the Bentayga opened up, which is pretty cool. Pretty large trunk in this one. Got the W12 Continental GT convertible. Very fun interior. Interesting. This one is also very, very high priced, $305,000, which, you know, obviously it's a luxury car, but typically the Bentley Continental GT goes for about $189,000, so that's a pretty big step up. This generation was certainly massively redesigned. Got a nice, pretty much all blacked out Bentley Continental GT over here. Very, very nice looking. The red leather interior really fits this car quite nicely. And this one I believe is the W12. Actually no, V8. That's what I would personally pick. Huge bump in fuel economy, probably better in the twisties, and essentially no drop in performance. Still ludicrously fast for a big luxury car. Can't help but be impressed by the size of these brakes. It's always been a pretty astonishing thing with Bentley because they're so heavy yet so high performance. That's probably about the same size as the ones on a Ferrari 458. Crazy. So now that we've seen inside, let's go check out some of the Lamborghinis parked outside. So now that we're outside, we can see the whole building. They actually did a pretty substantial remodel on this a few years ago when Maserati looked to expand. This was not a Maserati dealer or an Alfa Romeo dealer. It used to be only Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, and Bentley. But you know, as those brands expanded, they decided to start selling them more. So they essentially doubled the size of the dealer. The building used to end right about there, and now obviously it goes the full way. Out here we have I believe this is not an Evo. This is a normal Huracan Spider. This looks like an Evo, although it looks to have some extra pieces on it. I'm not sure quite which one this is. Okay, it is an Evo. I'm not sure the details though. Very dirty, but that's what you get living in New England. We got a Urus here, which has some odd trim on it. All red. Usually it's red and black. Not a huge fan of these, but I definitely could see, if you live in a place like New England though, how actually having a Urus would be a really good choice if you're gonna buy an exotic car. You know, I would definitely prefer to have something like a Huracan, but you know, with the snow and the awful weather, I wouldn't feel too bad beating up one of these. And even although I think the buyers don't really care about any of that, the production numbers are so much higher, and these are definitely not anywhere near as special of a car. You know, they already, in I think 2 years of production, hit over 10,000 units of these created, which, you know, takes forever for a Lamborghini model to achieve. Then over here we got, I think, mostly just Maserati. We got a Ghibli, another Ghibli, another Ghibli. It's crazy how common Maseratis have become. Once upon a time it was somewhat of an event seeing one, and then over here we just have the Stelvio lineup. Definitely a little bit less interesting colors out here. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's nice coming back to my old stomping grounds. I've been here quite a few times, so it's been a long time since I was back here though, and as usual it doesn't disappoint. Yeah, pretty good. Now time to head home and go catch up with my family some more.